Almost ready. Sorry.
Yeah.
Please play Jeopardy. I do some really stupid thing that I want to do. Cool. All right. We are back live. All right, awesome. So we got a bunch of stuff to share. After this, we'll do some quick housekeeping. There's some important announcements. Please stick around for those. Sybil, do you need a mic? Are you guys good? Yeah, I can hear me too. Although I just love the mic.
I don't know if I need. Is this working? Okay. Are you gonna like do attempt to do like time in this?
Ish. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you like 2 minutes.
Give us a warning.
Yeah. You got it. Let's go.
Oh. Cool. Okay. I'm Sybil Madison Boyd with what?
Yeah, you're good.
With Digital Youth Network, and Jen Steele from New Media and I are here to talk about some work we've been doing for the last year on creating a writing pathway. So we are trying to answer the question of how do we support young people who are or become interested in writing and exploring and deepening those interests. We zeroed in on, we're doing some broader work around learning pathways at DYN. We zeroed in on writing because we think that it's an area where we're rich in resources here in Chicago in terms of lots of organizations outside of schools doing something related to writing. Show of hands, how many people do something related to writing in the work that they do with you? Oh, okay, wow. You guys need to join us, so you'll find out how to do that at the end. And also we know that in schools, writing sometimes or often gets short shrift, right? Because it's not tested anymore, and there's a lot of focus on other things that are tested. And so, you know, young people often aren't engaged in writing in ways that allow them to really work on that as a craft. And we found in our work with young people that through their school experiences, there are a lot of youth who actually have a voice that they want to share, but they see themselves as bad writers or not good at writing. So we wanted to develop a pathway that really taps into and attracts young people who have an interest and can help them build on that. This is I'm not going to go all the way through this slide, but just wanted to tell you that we have a conceptualization of what a pathway is, and we believe that in developing a pathway, it really should help kids discover and build on their interests and kind of help them move from that hanging out, kind of checking things out, to really geeking out in that interest. We believe that in these orange bubbles you can't see, but I'm sure this slide will be shared with you, that that a pathway should develop specific habits and skills and bodies of knowledge as young people go down that road. That they should, along the way, develop broader social networks with peers and also access mentors who can provide expertise in that area that they're interested in, and lead to special opportunities that really help them enact that identity. So if we think about writing, we really want young people to have opportunities to feel like I am a writer, I'm sharing my work, I'm publishing my work, I'm doing what writers do. So that's kind of our conceptualization or our framework for pathways. And what we did last year was pull together 6 other organizations that focus on writing and their work with young people to walk through a series of steps to build a pathway that supports young people in their journey in exploring writing. And I just want to name those organizations because they've done pretty much all the work that we're about to show you. But it was a collaborative process, and we're really excited about it. So Center for College Access and Success, Community TV Network, we are with DYN, For Youth Inquiry, Global World Media, Storycatchers Theater, and True Star Media. So all of us kind of got into a room several times over a series of months and kind of hammered out this pathway. pathway that Jen is about to show you. It lives on the Chicago City of Learning site, and she'll show you how that works.
Okay, so it was really exciting to get together with all these organizations and these people who are very passionate about writing to develop this pathway. And we went through a series of steps to really take the conceptual framework and make it concrete. So we first resource mapped, what are all the organizations that have anything to do with writing? So we took it based on what we knew off the top of our heads and our networks and our contacts. But then we took to Google. I mean, we were really trying to search out what is available for teens in Chicago around writing. And then from there, we began to sort of understand where those spaces are and what's being offered, and then what those programs are offering, what kind of skills are being taught. Because we wanted to make sure that at the end of this pathway, we were also able to connect teams to physical spaces where they could continue to engage in writing. And then from there, we broke down skills. I think that was the largest part of our conversation, and Polly was a part of that, so she can definitely tell you that. It was, we really took to what are the skills they need to know? What are the habits? So not just you know how to use metaphor and simile, or you may know how to use grammar, but are we making sure that you understand what your voice is? Are you comfortable with writing? Are you reading? Are you reading multiple genres? Making sure that those habits of writers and thinking of this is life as writer, what do writers do, and making sure that we incorporated that. Share your work, attending writing events, so that it wasn't all just technical, but then it was also very social, and also really building up the identity and character of a writer. And then from there, we developed sort of the challenges or activities we thought would encompass those. And we can click on that. So we're going to show you an example. So the pathway is 5 genres. It is fiction, creative nonfiction, poetry, journalism, and script writing. So those are the 5 genres that we decided to focus on. Oh, there's a hyper. There's a hyper. Oh, I'll go back.
I can't see it. Sorry, guys. Here, let me see. Yeah. Oh, I see. That's a hyperlink. This one right here? Yeah. Oh. Takes me somewhere. Cool. Okay. I'll add a minute.
So we're going to show you more of an example of what we did. And something we should also mention is that once we developed this pathway, we were able to introduce it to groups of teams. We also work with teachers from 3 different schools, UT College Prep, Thomas Kelly High School, and Tim Englewood. So we had teachers from those schools work with us after we developed the pathway to be able to connect to our activities at Common Core, and then they allowed us to come into their classrooms and introduce the very first draft of the pathway, and they had a lot of great feedback for us. One of them being add more videos and images to the challenges. But they were all very excited, and with that, we also developed a special opportunity. So we, as a collective, try to resource as many special opportunities, such as a shadow week at the Poetry Foundation, so that every level, so there are 3 to 4 levels in every pathway, and at the end of each level there's a special opportunity. So we wanted to make sure that there was some incentives along the way, and not just putting them all at the end. So as a team, you may not get all the way through, but you should be recognized for what you did do, and you should be able to have experiences for every checkpoint that you reach. So we had some really great people who signed up to help us be able to offer those special opportunities. Okay, great. So this is the nonfiction writer level 3. So as teams come in, they usually start with level 1, but it'll just welcome you to that level or that pathway, and it asks you, it tells you what you need to complete. You have to do these 3 activities, and then to unlock the chance to publish your work or work with a writer, be published, things of that nature. And then one thing we really wanted to do, again, is to make sure that we were connecting, taking that resourcing that we did at the beginning of the year, and connect it back to saying, hey, if you really like creative nonfiction, here are all these organizations or places that offer workshops or classes in that area, so they can also see, oh, I didn't know I could go here and do this, or I didn't know I could go here. We want to make sure that we're providing that information to say, hey, here's a link to the space. If you really enjoy this, check this out. And then so the teams will be able to come in and sort of see what they have to do. And there are different types of challenges. So this one is you can do a scene development. So you can either create a fiction edition or you can create your own. So this is what they'll come into a challenge will look like. It'll have a very brief introduction to the challenge, If it has any vocab that you need to know or definitions, it's there. But then here is go straight into the challenge. So choose or create a character. You could take something from, oh, okay, this is the Yoda brother. But then they're just creating a challenge and they submit it online and there's someone to assess it. So that's just a brief sort of, that's the experience. And some of these also include like go to an open mic or host an open mic in your house. Things that were very simple and accessible. And then, and so this is just sort of a breakdown of the creative nonfiction. So here's the challenges and then what are the habits and the skills that are being addressed through that. Alright, so just as the habits, the skills, and the knowledge. So to show that here are the things that are being embedded without them being explicitly taught to teams. So they're developing skills, but we're not feeding them, feeding their raw. And then, and so this is just an overview of each of the pathways. And then here, they're kind of small, but we can send this to you, are the special opportunities that you can earn.
And there's a copy of this on each table. So there are 5 genres: theater, poetry, journalism, creative nonfiction, and fiction.
And every level has a special opportunity.
So really quickly
This year, what we're trying to do is just partner with organizations and the teachers in schools who want to use the pathway in some way. So it could be that you use it as a piece of your curriculum, you use it as an extension, use it for a club, etc. And anybody who might be interested in working with us on that can email me. And that's whether you want to use the curriculum or you want to offer special opportunities, add to the mix of opportunities, which on that graphic on your table you can see the stars tell you the special opportunities that we've arranged, as well as linking us to other folks who are working on writing with young people. That's it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, is this Julie? Cool. Our next presentation's around, Julie, you're doing this by yourself, or? Cool. Around us, I think this is like a school connection, because Embark is a curriculum.
Yes, it is.
Cool. Go for it.
Yeah, so anybody who doesn't know about Embark, they're an organization that is now situated within 9 CPS high schools. They're an elective program, and the basis of their program is this idea called journeys or field trips. So they take their students out into the city, into different places to experience different career paths, different experiences that they wouldn't get in a regular classroom setting. So over the 2014-2015 school year, UMedia is partnering with them to be a site for these journeys. So at UMedia, they'll come in and experience some of our project and role-based learning experience workshops, and we'll be highlighting career paths that these skills could lead to. There are also going to be some opportunities for our staff at UMedia to connect with the Embark teachers to do a little bit of PD and a little bit of connected learning around connecting their experience in UMedia to what's happening in the classroom and making those connections. And so we're hoping at the end of this year that we'll be able to say that we've eliminated some new pathways to success for students that have been participating in our workshops. And we also hope to cement the school-head connection and create some new pathways for collaboration around that. So that's it.
Cool.
I have a quick question. Are you looking for other sites? Like, is one of the things that members can do is to engage with you by offering other sites for these journeys?
Directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone's interested in offering themselves as a site for these journeys, I can give you contact information for Embark to connect to them.
So, hi, my name is Hermania, and Julie and I are very excited because we put together a project where we get to collaborate to work on making connected learning happen in some of the schools that we work with in the Center for College Access and Success. So we're partnering, and we're going to be recruiting teachers at our Young Adult Literature Conference and try to get them to work with us on creating units which will then, they'll be able to take their students on a field trip to UMedia to do some project-based learning there. And we're really excited about it. And I don't know if you can show that those 2 slides. So that's basically what we're doing. We are thrilled. And then the next slide just talks about our Young Adult Literature Conference, where the writing pathways are going to be showcased there on Friday night. Media is going to present on Friday night, and then we're going to have the library do a workshop on the Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, which is going to be part of our recruiting strategy for our project. And if anyone wants Young Adult Literature Conference flyers, I'm going to leave them up here. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Next, we have Donnie and, Che. Cool. Donnie and Che from Donna's house to share a little bit about what they're up to. Some pretty hot stuff coming out of there. You guys want a mic?
Hello, how's everybody doing today? My name is Che Smith. I am a Grammy Award winner. I co-wrote a song called Jesus Walks. I was nominated for a Grammy this year for a song I wrote called New Slave for Kanye. Also a song I helped write called Click that Kanye wrote, did with Jay-Z and Big Sean. Kanye and I were having a conversation based on the way we were raised. We were raised by Kanye West's late mother, Dr. Donna West, who was a Fulbright scholar at Chicago State University. She was also the dean of the English department at Chicago State University. Well, what she did for her students was the same thing that she did for us at her home. Kanye and his friends, when we would come over and we would be in his room at Donna's house, and we would be making music before any records or Grammys or TV. Things that you hear on the radio today. I remember writing a song about killing and selling drugs, and I had a lot of women, and Dr. Donna West came in and said, Brian Fest, is that who you really are? Is that your truth? Is that your life? And I was like, no, that's what I got to do to get famous. You know, that's what I'm doing. And she said, you know, if you make it based on a lie, if you make it telling a lie of yourself, is that the way that you want to be known? When people start looking at you for the lie you told on yourself and seeing you as a person that you're not, is that who you want to be? She said, you know, where's your father? I said, I don't know. She said, do you have a little sister? I said, yes. She said, what do you want from her? And I told her, and she said, the best rap written. That's the best song I've never heard from you. And at that point, Kanye, myself, all of our other friends, we started to look at music and make music differently than other people on the radio. So when you heard a Jesus Walks or heard him say, or the type of unique music that Kanye makes, that all spawns and extends from Donna's house. And so what Kanye and I were saying is, this is something that a lot of young people, especially in Chicago today, who do music, need a pathway for a career in music where they can tell their truth. So one of our models at Donna's house is, what is your truth? And so we bring young people in, and along with help from my wife, who's also an educator. Ironically, Donnie taught English at Whitney University, just like Dr. Donna West was English head of the English department. And so what we do is, I teach, what we give young people is, we have a Got Bars program where I teach a creative writing program. So they're getting taught how to write songs directly from someone in the industry who is successful. So we're able to attract a lot of young people to our Donna's House program. And the first thing we do, we audition. Not every young person is able to get in because they have to give us something and then we give them something. So young people come and audition to be inside of Donna's House. When they get in, we have a curriculum where I teach creative writing. We have studio etiquette where they go to the studio, they learn how to record a song, they learn what appropriate studio etiquette is. We have health and wellness where they learn meditation, they learn yoga, their breath when they're on stage. And then we give them access to opportunities in mainstream music that they may not have had. Artists, mainstream artists and rappers, people in the business of music. We brought in the vice president of Def Jam Records, the vice president of A&R Def Jam Records, and people. And what we do at Donna's House is basically help young people find their truth. develop their truth. And we don't promise them or give them record deals, but we give them access to information so that they can have successful careers in the industry of music. We hope to expand to theater, we hope to expand to photography and dance, but right now, this is what we do.
And then I'm just going to talk briefly about opportunities for collaboration, which is the next slide. Marketing and promoting events. We've had over 33 million impressions. And so if you need youth at an event, we'd be happy to promote your events on our social media. Student volunteers, our students are always looking for something to do. At this point, we have 115 alumni. Collaborative workshops, we're always looking for partners. The I-Fest, which is this Sunday, is a perfect example of what happens when youth organizations and the arts come together. Performers for hire, if you need a spokesperson, a young person to speak or to perform at an event, we'd love to get our artists to do that. And then community builders, anytime you're interested in bringing people together for socials, we're involved or we're interested in that. And then finally, information sharing. If you know of anything happening in the city that you think would be beneficial for young people, please share, and we'll also do the same. Find us on social media. That's my direct email address. I'm the executive director, and we do have 2 free tickets to the morning show this Sunday for the I-Fest for your young people. And so just bring up your business cards, and we'll be happy to do a raffle at the very end for those 2 tickets. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. We love in many ways that you imagine that we can collaborate together. So we will definitely take you up on that. Our next speaker is Ms. Tanae Ray with an A. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Thanks, Robert. Hi, everybody. So as many of you know, myself, Elsa, and Bernadette Sanchez, who's not here today, have been working over the last 2 years in creating a mentoring framework for Hive. And so it's now time for us to deliver on that promise. And so just a little bit about the project. We spent 2 years actually developing the framework. Phase 1 involved creating that would speak to how adults work with youth in developing relationships and interactions in out-of-school program spaces. Phase 2 involved actually gaining youth perspective about how they perceive adults, whether effective or ineffective in terms of how adults work with them and interact with them. So we are really excited to launch what we're calling the Connected Mentor launch party, if you will. And so we actually would like for everybody to come and hang out with us. We're going to host the event at DePaul University, Williams Jackson Room C100, November 7th from 4 to 6. And the purpose of us coming together is to really, one, do a little mingling, do a little mingling with folks who are passionate and who want to work with young people in these out-of-school program spaces. We'd like to celebrate the work that we've done together over the past 2 years. And we're also going to ask folks to give us a little feedback on the website. We're going to design some interactive activities for folks to participate so that we can get feedback on the website. So the website, the Connected Mentor framework will live in this online. Everyone else can have access to a bunch of resources. So we're really excited about it. You all will receive an invitation to our SVP, and we'll see you on November 7th.
If you're not familiar, there was a recent blog post from Bernadette Sanchez, member of Collaboration, that was really cool, quick, improve your youth space from the youth themselves. So check that out on our blog. David is up next with Get Schooled, a Comcast partnership, and we'll tell you a little bit about that.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I'm really glad to be here. My name is David Hayes. I'm with an organization called Get Schooled. We're a nonprofit national based out of Seattle, and we're launching a challenge for CBOs to engage their youth with the content that we have online. A little bit about my own background. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. Most recently, I spent 12 years doing community engagement with the University of Chicago, so we're definitely familiar with Jay and Ron, that's my next word, but also a number of other organizations here, although I don't see too many familiar faces. But that's kind of who I am and where I'm coming from. Living at I'll do the like boom. If anybody remembers the film strip kind of thing? Boom.
Gotcha.
I'll just say next slide.
That works. I like boop better.
You like boop better?
We gotta do the high pitch, like boop.
My
I like that, right?
So who is Get Schools? We're a national nonprofit that uses pop culture, technology, and social media to motivate students to graduate. Is my unmiked voice okay? Okay. So I have a former teacher. It's a little easier for me to do this than talking to the mic. You can see our website there. It's designed to be accessible, very interactive, exciting for students. So that's a screenshot. Some recent things that we've had up. You know, Tyler Oakley, which name means nothing to me because I'm over 40, but and the First Lady work together to sort of engage and encourage our students, right? The students that you all are working with to get on board. Typically, what we've done with our challenges, which is what we're doing here in Chicago, is to work with schools. But in Chicago, we're pioneering a different model, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. We're really looking to work with CBOs that have a footprint and interaction with teens, with youth, whether that's mostly high school, but also verging into middle school. Ooh, sorry. I brought it up and then I forgot it.
Yeah.
So what is the City of Learning Challenge? It's a 12-week friendly competition among CBOs to connect Chicago youth with these amazing internet digital educational resources. And we're actually a partnership. I'm talking on behalf of Get School, but we're a partnership between ourselves, Cecil, the Hive Network, and Comcast Internet Essentials. To both get students engaged with this content and then also to get them access online at home and through your organizations. The challenge lasts from October 6th to January 5th, and I'll go into more details about that later. The goals, we want to connect youth, like I said, and families to the internet and to these resources. We want them to earn digital badges of achievement, and these are going to be focused on college-ready content. You all know, or probably know, the Cecil model of badges. We're going to be working with them to make those things work and happen. And then finally, we want to recognize the CBOs that engage and the students that really engage with this process. And you see a picture of one of the engagement events that we've had at the end of our challenges. Naira Vera and Terrence J, again, means almost nothing to me, but apparently means something to people younger than me, at an event at this school. And we would do something similar kind of event. How it works, he's way ahead of me. Connect, so you all need to connect students with the internet and at home with Internet Essentials. Many of you, in fact, probably everybody in this room, although not every CBO that we want to get involved, has already got some internet connectivity at the organizations you work with. But it's great if we can encourage those students who may not have that at home to find that, whether that's through Comcast Internet Essentials or through some other means. Register. So students create their own accounts at Get Schooled and also sign up for Chicago City of Learning. Then they get active. Everything that gets on the Get Schooled site earns them points for that student and also for the organization. And then we're tracking the progress, so a digital leaderboard shows how close each organization is to earning the 500 points, which is the goal that we've set for the challenge. And then we're celebrating success at the end and throughout, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. What happens at the end and throughout? So kids rack up points and they earn badges, they cash in the rewards that they get. We've got a store online, which is really popular with kids. It includes some Get Schooled swag, but also involves like books, or if you rack up a whole lot of points, there are PlayStation consoles. Thank you. And then at the end, we're celebrating with a citywide rally, where among other things, Comcast is recognizing the most active CBOs with a share of $75,000 that they're putting up as a part of this contest. So if that's something that would be interesting to the organizations you work with or to the partners that you please think about this. What it takes to participate. You have to do One is time, recognizing that this is going to take some time for the staff, the organizations we're working with. We're looking at about 1 hour a week, something like that, and that's really about staff time. I'm not talking about how often our long students engage with that. I know, particularly for a lot of after-school programs, you are limited in terms of the amount of time you have with kids. So if it's a Saturday program, you got them for 3 hours. We're not expecting you to give up a third of your curriculum to this, but thinking about how to engage them. Ensure that students have access both in your organization and at home, and then bringing your energy to this competition so that the students get engaged, they learn more, they earn more badges, earn more points. What do you get? One of the really interesting things you get is measurable student engagement. So on the back end of this, we track all of the student engagement by the organization. So you can say, you know, this many, our students visited this many resources about the ACT, or this many resources about college visits. And then you can use that if you're making arguments to funders or thinking about planning your programming. There's an opportunity to earn a new digital learning center, which is the Comcast support I talked about. And then there's this access to the rich content, as well as a dashboard for everybody, for the back-end folks, for the educators that sign up. One quick note about that is that what you will see is aggregate data. You won't see individual student data. I know that somebody in one of the conversations I participated in was thinking about students having safe spaces. This wasn't in reference to my organization, but this is a safe space for students. The adults they're working with will not know specifically where they go and what they look at. The other thing I would say, can you back up? Sorry. In terms of what you get, and this is in part what we're asking you for, is we would love to incorporate more and more direct Chicago-based content into the challenge. So if the organizations you're working with have online digital content that you are interested in letting the broader set of folks who are involved in this challenge access, we would love to have that content, share it through our site, and also can provide you with data about how many students are engaging with that content as well. So I know everybody in this room is thinking about and engaged with creating digital content, and so this is another avenue for some of that to go out. Ooh. Okay, what do you do next? Sign up for the challenge. Getschool.com/educators is how you register. You have your students create their CSOL and Get Schooled accounts if they haven't already done that. And they affiliate with your organization, which means that the points that they are earning will go toward your organization's total. Quick note on that, if they don't do that at first, we can retroactively move the points to the organization that you're working with. So, sharing the opportunity to access Internet Essentials with the students and their families, and reading through the challenge toolkit, which is available now, and we should be pushing out to folks that I've already been communicating with, and get ready to be active on October 6th. And then I just want to open it up for questions. Well, thank you again for the opportunity to be here. An answer to that. 19 is definitely okay. I'll see if we can go beyond that. Other questions? Thank you.
All right, I just have a few quick words, some kind of relatively important things to get out. I don't know, Elsa, if you wanted to say a lot about summer showcase, or you want to say a word or two?
Hi, everybody. Sorry, Summer Showcase happened. Thank you all for coming and being there. It was awesome. And there's a blog post about it. And if you have been on our blog in general, this is @chicago.org/blog. If you want to write for our blog, you should let us know, and we're working on a little schedule. This is a new piece of info getting out thing that we have. We're trying to get stuff out at least once or twice a week.
Yeah, I should definitely feel like the blog is your space, like literally your space. If you want to get out some information, we have a calendar, so we are scheduling the posts so that we don't like shout over each other, right? So that posts come out in like regular interval. So we want to plan ahead a little bit, but let me know ASAP if you've got some thoughts about stuff you want to get out. We've got posts that come out like are scheduled out to like October, November, like November-ish already. So we can still squeeze things in. Let me know. That's an opportunity. I want to, and then also wrote a great post about social days up there. So check that out if you haven't. The big news for today, I think, from us is that our membership application process is soft launching today. Calling this a soft launch because we're still working out a couple of kinks and there's still some documents that we're polishing up, but we don't want to keep that information away from you until the last minute and rush things. So now is an opportunity to get on our website and go to this link, highchicago.org/membership. And then you're going to be requested to enter a password because it is not live yet. It's a soft launch. That password is GoHiveShy, one word. I will post that to Minigroup so you don't have to memorize this. But that's live and ready for you guys to take a look at. Shouldn't be any huge surprises or things that are coming out of left field. But just make sure you know all members are expected to renew their membership, which is really just re-signing an MOU. Things change from year to year, so we just want to make sure that members are up to speed about how the Hive operates as we go from year to year. So there's a couple of things that renewing members have to do. And then if you have organizations or you are an organization that's not currently a member, this is your moment. Let's do it. We have space for more members, and we'd like to make sure that we capture those individuals who would like to benefit. The expectations and benefits are on the website. I'm not going to go through them. The only other last thing I just want to note is that the community member badge is an important component of this now, both in that we would like to recognize those people who have earned that badge of the same benefits that we provide to staff and member organizations. So opportunities, say, for special events, for travel, or small grants in some cases. So some of those benefits will be made available. We're tightening that up a bit. So if you're not part of a member organization, you can still benefit by getting the badge. So those are some top level details. Go check out the site. We really love feedback on the soft launch. We are communicating something incorrectly, inappropriately. If something's a big surprise, now's the time to let us know so we can kind of tidy up our language or reconsider the way we're presenting some of this information, or if we're making a mistake. So just do that. I'll post all this in the group, but I wanted you to hear it. We've got some great upcoming events that I just wanted to reference. If you don't know, we should be on stage on Monday night at the Shakespeare Theater one. That's really exciting. My mom will be there. Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, my mom will be there. It's in addition to waving at my mom. So it's a conversational setting, and I will be talking about the topic of her new book, which is the social lives of network teams. Her book is called, and about how that network context creates a context for connected learning, which networks like ours help to facilitate. And so this is a great chance to really talk about our work. And I just wanted to say that I will be posting an invitation via Minigroup today for you to share some brief anecdotes about impacts that this work has had on youth you serve. I won't have unlimited time to blabber on, but it is a great opportunity to share some of our work, and it's nice to be able to enter that with some anecdotes about the actual connection to youth impact. And so if you don't want to be bombarded by the stream of Minigroup comments that come from that, please just disable the unfollow that post. But otherwise, I'd love to hear what you have to say and represent our work well.
Two things. It will be live streamed. You can get out to the Native Gear. Those who know Native Gear, department costs money. There'll be 40% discount on that. If that was free of your attendance. The event is free, and just look us in. Yeah, you have to RSVP, so Educator Forum, Chicago Shakespeare, play that. And then those who can't make it and want a little more intimate conversation, 50 of network folk have already RSVP'd to our conversation on Tuesday, following the 23rd, so we'll see you guys there that morning.
And all that information is already posted on Meetup, and will be posted following this meetup. I skipped over a really cool thing that's happening tomorrow and Saturday, and I just can't be at, but I'm like dying to be, so I'm going to pop in, but I want you guys to know about it. Anybody who can go out, you should. It's the Chicago School of Data Conference that's being put on by the Smart Chicago Collaborative. It's 2 days, and I looked at their website, and for the kind of work we do in the digital media and learning space, the kind of issues we're all running into with privacy and data sharing and data collection, I think this may be one of the most unique opportunities for the community of Chicago to get together and maybe have some conversations that we never have and learn some things that we always put off. And here's me saying that I probably can't make it, putting it off. But if you can, I'm urging members to make it out there and represent us. So I wanted to give that a loud shout out. I also wanted to quickly just preview the next 3 meetups, like an overarching sort of thing. We're trying to do better about thinking ahead. This is also going to prompt some of your feedback. But our next meetup in October is going to be really important. That is the last meetup before the membership applications are due. And we're asking all new members to be present at that meetup so that they can connect with you guys. So we're really trying to have a big showing, not like to just have large numbers, but really so that this October meetup is an opportunity for the whole community to kind of see each other and for our new members to get acquainted with you, because we want strong applications from members who understand what membership looks like and what our network looks like. And so this is really a scaffolding opportunity for those new members and a community gathering opportunity. The exciting thing I'll tell you about in a second is we'll be at the MacArthur offices in the Marquette building. A little bit of that's still being worked out. They have a great retrospective on DML, like 10 years of DML gallery thing they want you all to see. So it's a great opportunity for some synergy to bring the whole family together, get everyone in one room. That's October. November is going to be after MozFest. So October's leading into MozFest. Today was really the big MozFest preview to some extent. By November, your Moonshot representatives will have come back from MozFest with some really strong stuff, right? You'll have the narratives, you'll have the seed solutions. We also have had some amazing funded programs in the last round. Round 2 was really cool. Every round is just getting better than the last. The growth in the projects is amazing. So November is going to be a big showcase. So we're going to do both funded programs and Moonshot Showcase. Coincident with the release of the round 1 RFP for 2015. The idea here is that by doing this showcase, we get to think about the things that have come before and the challenges ahead, so they can really bring strong proposals to the next round of the RFP, or the next round of RFP. So November's really around showcasing our work to each other and thinking ahead for the RFP. December, we'll probably do some of the Christmas party type stuff, but it's really our last meetup before Hives 5. So that'll be the one where we nail down all the logistics and details on Hives 5, maybe do some like run-throughs in small groups, but that's really going to be a Hives 5 preview / Christmas festivity, holiday festivity. I don't celebrate that one, but holiday festivity before New Year's stuff, right? So we're going to have a lot of great stuff in our meetups coming up. We really hope that you join us. October is the big one. Make sure you're ready for that, or somebody at your organization is, and look for details coming very, very soon. The other 2, executive luncheon. If your executives don't know, make sure they know. November 14th at the Community Trust. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's check in after. That's an executive breakfast. It says luncheon, should say breakfast. It's in the morning. Mr. Mason.
I think it's actually at the Cultural Center.
It's at the Cultural Center now.
Yeah, they have the correct information.
Great. We will just make sure all the current information is prepared, that people are prepared for that. There's anything in the Hive spot we'll talk about that. Great. So that's all the housekeeping. That's all the upcoming events, all the information we want to get out there. Please, feedback surveys actually have a huge impact on what we do. Today was a particularly interesting and unique meetup. Take a second to reflect on things you liked and you didn't. Every comment you write gets read by us, and then the next things we do long term. So feedback is really powerful for us, and you see me asking for more comments this time than in the past. And then, again, next meetup in MacArthur on October 16th. I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
One more thing, you know, Bart.
What's up?
One more thing, you know, Bart.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Absolutely. This
And then
place is
you
so
have
beautiful.
like 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
Go.
5.
This is we're at the end of a harvest cycle. I have a 2-acre farm in Inglewood with a house across the street. You all should come check it out. So bring a bag, 'cause we got charred corn, watermelon, everything.
We'll post that to me.
I'll post it to mini group when you can come. We do a Fresh Food Fridays. You drop off different schools if you know schools and want some stuff. Figure it out.
That sounds so delicious. Yeah, that sounds, that sounds so good. All right, so we're all gonna go over to Manuel's house and have a big veggie party pretty soon. All right, well, thank you all for being here today. Thank you to Novar. That's it for us. Stick around for the lunch and crunch or crunch and lunch. I think you can say either. It'll be delicious and data filled. So stick around for that. Food's getting ready out there, and we'll transition now. Thank you all for being here again.
Hello. Here's the October 16th. That's the large break there's 1,000. Yep, if there is full time, schools are going during. Texas Robert. All right.
Imagine.
Yeah.